Hi, in this video I'll be showing you the only order block you need in order for you to make a profitable entry. Now, one of the challenge trading is ability to identify a valid zone, a valid point of interest. And it is important to know that as a beginner trader, some of the points we marked are not the valid zone for that particular trade entry, and that increase our number of loss as far as trading is concerned. So it is important that you know how to identify or what validate a zone, so that we don't just mark any reversal point and call it a zone. For instance, here you realize that price returns from here to this downside and then it continue. So someone might probably conclude and said, okay, I am trading a support and resistance, and because of that, let me mark this zone. No, marking that zone is marking the wrong point. Okay, it's marking the wrong point. So that shouldn't be where you are marking. So what you see there is not a valid zone. If that is not a valid zone, it simply means that any trade you take around that zone, for instance, now you will see that price get to this zone and then you see a little of this rejection. So the implication of that is because that zone is wrong. If you go to your lower time frame of making entry, beautiful, this is the zone from that zone. Yeah, that is the level. So look at this. Because of that wrong zone that you have marked, immediately you get this pin bar, you sold there, and you see that eventually the price take you out of the market. Why? Because you are doing the wrong thing. You are marking the wrong zone. So in this video, I will show you the only one order block that you need to mark to turn your trading around, to make you become profitable, to make your entry become precise, selective, and profitable. Alright, so what are the criteria? What validate this particular order block or zone? Number one thing I want you to know is, first of all, when we talked about order block, you will notice that price always reverses from the zone of order block. And when price reverses from the order block, price went to the upside, right? So here price reverses from is a bullish order block, because price bought to the upside. And again, price reverses from here and price came to the downside. So regardless of whatever, a bullish order block is the last bullish candle before an up movement. Last bullish candle before the price move to the upside is what we refer to as a bullish order block. So let me illustrate that. In this scenario, let's assume that price now reverse to this point, and let's see that here is our structural point. Now after this point, price begin to go. So you see that here we have bearish candle, bearish candle, bearish candle, and then suddenly we have this bullish candle and price turn and begin to move to the upside. So now what is our order block, or which of this candle is our order block? So this last bullish candle you are seeing here, this last bearish candle, okay, that you are seeing there is what is referred to as our order block. This candle, this one in particular, yeah, I'm trying to mark it out and be precise about it. Yes, so that particular bearish candle is what is being referred to as our bullish order block. So having established that, question is, how do we validate? How do we know? How do we make a choice of the right order block? So here are the things you need to look out for. Number one, we want to see the order block takes away liquidity. So let me mark this order block now. Beautiful. So that is the order block we are referring to. So the first thing is we want to see this order block. Let price leave here and take away liquidity. And exactly in this case, it happens. Look at it. Price left here and takes away this liquidity. It takes away this high. So price taking away this liquidity is a proof that we are in an valid order zone. So it means that this zone we have marked, this OB, which is our order block, is a valid one. With first criteria being met, liquidity being taken, right? And then it creates a new high. So you can see now that it gives us, here is our higher high, and then here now is our new higher high. So the order block should be able to take liquidity and give us a new high or a new low, depending on the market scenario. Then number 2 is that the order block should be able to create an imbalance. There should be an imbalance. Okay, so, and if you can see, look at this movement from here. Price begin to create imbalance from here and to here. So imbalance, which is also called fair value gap. So we have this imbalance on this candle here. So this imbalance signifies and also validates that we are in a valid order block. So we have liquidity sweep. It takes away this high, create a new higher high, and also give us this particular zone of imbalance. So this shows that this is an institutional movement. This is a valid order block and indicate that also there are pending orders in this particular order block. So now the question is, why do we mark this particular order block? Because of the condition we have talked about. When price move from here, let's look at the first thing that happened, right? Here there is a liquidity sweep. Price take away this liquidity, and then not only that, price create a new higher high. So you can see a new higher high was created at this zone. And as well, look at this point, we have a full imbalance, or what we call fair value gap. So here we have a fair value gap, and this validates our order block. This shows that what we are having here is an institutional candle. So what do we do next? We wait for price to pull back into the order block, and as you can see, price has returned into this order block. So how do we find our entry? Remember, we say when price come to our point of interest on a higher time frame, we move to a lower time frame. We have different types of point of interest, but in this particular video, we are looking at the order block. So the third criteria for identify the right order block, remember we've talked about taking liquidity, we have talked about leaving an imbalance, a fair value gap, and then the third condition is that the order block must be unmitigated. Unmitigated. What does that mean? It simply means that price should not retest the order block. Price should not retest the order block. Price must not retest the order block. Okay, so that is what makes a order block a valid order block. It must not be mitigated. Once the order block has been mitigated, it becomes an invalid order block. So now look at this. The advantage of order block trading is that price will return to the order block. It will give you a small stop loss. Now, if you are to trade this order block, price come into it, your stop loss will be here because your order block is the last structural candle. If price by any means break out of this order block to the downside, simply means the structure has been compromised. So if you are trading order block, you will be having minimal stop loss, and even if price take you out, it will be a minimal loss, not as to other point of interest. So now that price come into this order block, we'll move to our H1 time frame. This is our 1 hour time frame. If we are to make this entry based on a 1 hour time frame, we'll be using a candlestick pattern. Okay, and if you look at this play out here, you can see this price rejection. This price rejection would have become our buy entry, and a confirmation to it is that we're having a divergence. So this is a divergence, and we always say that anytime we are in the right direction of the trend, our divergence will always confirm to us that we are at the end of the pullback and that a price is about to move to the upside, and this validates it. So on a 1 hour, you need a candle. Then on a 15-minute time frame, you can see the same thing. 15-minute time frame, here is our divergence. You can see the candle formation that happens here. So this is how exactly we can take advantage of this trade entry. So I've watched this video for this time. Thank you for your support to this channel. I'm very much grateful. Thank you to our new subscribers. I appreciate. And if this is your first time, do not forget to hit the subscribe button, turn on your notification bell so you'll be the first to get notified when we upload our next video. And there's a link in the description of this video where you can reach out for mentorship if you have questions, or join our Telegram group where you get free signal in order to scale up your trading. Thank you, and see you in the subsequent video.